Right, firstly, let's heat our pan to a moderate 7 on my induction hob, and we're going to pour in our olive oil. Woo! In it goes. We want to warm that up, and we're going to gently cook off our shallots, garlic and chilli because we do not want it to burn. Be right back. Let's go in with 1 piece of garlic to make sure it's not too hot. You can hear it. You can see it very gently sizzling. So that's fine. We're going to go in with everything. In it goes. Right, I'm going to give that a stir because it's hard to do one-handed, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so as you can see, our garlic, chilli and shallots have cooked off nicely. They're nice and soft but not burnt. Lovely. So at this stage, they've been cooking for about 3 or 4 minutes. So at this stage, I'm just going to go in with a tiny pinch of salt and just a little bit of dried parsley. There you go. And that's simply because I like the flecks of green it puts in. It just looks pretty. Okay, we're going to give that a minute and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so that's been cooking for a minute. All we've got to do now, all that's left now, is to go in with our frozen clams. And I'm using frozen clams. I'll tell you the reason why in a minute. And our wine, let's have a sip, make sure it's good enough for the clams. Oh, they'll love that. Right, pour it in, turn our heat up and pop the lid on. Bye. Let's take the lid off and see how our little clammy whammies are doing. They've been in there now for about 5 to 6 minutes. Just because they're frozen, they take a little bit longer. Let's have a look. Ta-da! Oh, minus steam. Right, well, they look lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the clams out and come back to you in a minute. Okay, so what we're left with is clams here. We're going to take them out of the shell and stir them through our risotto when it's nearly done. We've got the lovely cooking liquor. And I've saved myself a couple of beasties there for decoration for when I'm plating up. So we're not going to take those ones out of the shells. So what we're going to do now, oh, my strainer's over there. But basically, I'm going to strain that into here. Okay, I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, so now we've strained the liquor. So we're going to pop all this lovely stuff back in. And then we're going to pop in a knob of butter and turn our induction hob or our heat up to about a 6, so just about medium heat. Let the butter melt, and then what we're going to do with this cooking liquor is that's going to be the start of our risotto stock. Lovely. That's why we used frozen clams, because you get some of the water that comes out of it as well. And then also I'll finish the risotto rice off with some fish stock as well. So let's just get this butter melted and I'll be right back. See, I told you how pretty the little green flecks look in there of parsley. Right, so the butter's melted. We're going to go in with our risotto rice. In we go. All the ingredients, measurements and stuff will be on my website. Right, so we're going to let that soak in some of the flavours like a normal risotto. And then I'm going to go in with a large ladle full of the reserved cooking liquor. Be right back. Okay, so our risotto rice is nice and toasty. So this is the sort of amount you want to pour in. A large ladle. Give it a stir. And the slower you cook this, the tastier the risotto will be. So now we're just going to go ahead and cook like a normal risotto. So I'm going to use the rest of this up first once this stock has been absorbed, and then I'm just going to fill my measuring jug up again with fish stock and just continue to add it bit by bit until the rice is lovely. In the meantime, we're going to these clams that I've got in the bowl, I'm going to pull them out of their shells ready for when they go in. Okay, so we're about halfway. It's not ready yet, but just want to show you how we're getting on. I need to add a bit more stock now. Reason why we cook risotto slowly is because if you cook it too fast, the stock or whatever you're using is just going to boil away and it won't cook the rice. And also we want to stir it every so often so that the starch is released from the rice, and that's how you get the creamy texture. Lovely. Okay, so we're halfway. That's taken about 15 minutes so far, so hopefully another 15 and Mr. M will get to have his lunch. Okay, so the rice is all but cooked pretty much. So for the last few minutes, we're going to go in with our clams. Right, I've been eating some. Oh, still some stick to the bowl. You caught me. Next time, make some extra. And a knob of butter. Sorry, I'm just trying to do this one-handed. A knob of butter. I've been using my same knife to chop the parsley. Anyway, we're going to stir that through about 1 minute, and then we're going to dish up. So our risotto's done. The butter's melted in, and I was told you should always be able to pour risotto rather than have to scoop it out. There we go. And we've got our freshly chopped parsley that we're going to sprinkle on. And remember I said I'll save some beasties. We're going to pop them on top like that. And then just garnish with a little bit of whole parsley. And there you go. Lovely risotto alla vongole.